crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for this video because my friend Crystal and I are starting a new series that we're calling Story Kit Crush, and the purpose of this is to help us deal with our baskets of shame. Now, I talked about this a little bit on my Instagram. I have a bin full, like literally full of Ali Edwards story kits that I have just never gotten around to using for a few reasons. Sometimes because I just didn't know what stories I wanted to tell with them. Other times it came when I was just too busy to scrapbook, like I had school and everything else going on, or whatever. There's a variety of reasons why those products are sitting in my stash and are not on pages. And I talked about this on my Instagram a few weeks ago when I was, sorting out my stash. And so many people told me they also had a basket of shame, a basket full of products that they never got around to using. And I have my good friend Amanda, her name is Wilder Stories. I'll be sure to link everyone's Instagram and YouTube videos that are going to be working with this in the description box. But I was talking to my friend Amanda about this, and she was telling me that she also has a basket of shame. And it made me wonder how many people out there have a basket full of products that they have just never used. And so we had this idea where we were going to crush our story kits. And all that means is all those products that are sitting in your stash that you aren't using, we're getting them on pages together. And then I was talking to my other friend, Crystal. Crystal has a YouTube channel, and if you aren't subscribed to her YouTube channel already, you guys should be fixing that ASAP because Crystal is wonderful. She's on the Ali Edwards design team with me. She is a super talented memory keeper, and you guys should be following her. She's amazing. I get so much inspiration from watching Crystal, and I learn stuff from her all the time. But I was talking to her about this, and she was saying that she wanted to, use up her story kits as well. So we decided that we were going to do this series together where we were going to kill a kit, and every Friday, for as long as we can commit to it. Let's say, I want to say every Friday, but life happens. So we're going to say as many Fridays in a row as we can go for, because, life happens, things change. So as many Fridays as we can stick to it, we are going to work on killing a kit. And we decided to start with the Give Story Kit because it was a kit we both had in our stash and that we hadn't told very many stories with. So the point of this is to tell as many stories with the Give Story Kit over this month as we can until we can officially call this kit killed and move on to another one. My Give Story Kit, I've literally used maybe one card and one piece of chipboard out this entire kit, and that is it. So here, I'm just going to talk while I work. When I start with a new kit, I sometimes don't know where to start. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. You get, this fancy envelope full of new products. And there's sometimes that kits come and I have immediate story sparks. And then there are sometimes I get a kit and then that's how they end up sitting in my stash because I have no idea what stories I want to tell with them. And the Give Story Kit came in November. And if you have been following me for any amount of time, you know that I am a December daily fanatic. And so November is December daily season. And so I don't think about, this is probably silly to say, but I don't think about anything else crafting related in November that's not December daily. Mind you, my birthday's in November. I don't even scrap my birthday because November is December daily season. It is prepping for December daily because with the way I do it, I work on my December daily every month in December. And so that takes a little bit of prep to get ready before the month starts. And so this kit is from November 2017. And the only reason I know that is because I have my stamps labeled. So you see, 2017 November. So yeah, so the Give Story Kit came to me in November of 2017 and I opened it and I went, wow, this is a great story kit. And then I put it away and I never, I literally, like I said, I used one bit of chipboard and maybe one journaling card from this entire kit, and that is all I've done with it. And so when Crystal suggested that we start with this kit, I was like, that's a great idea because I haven't done anything with it. And then I realized I had no idea what stories I wanted to tell. And so that, I said all that to say this. If you get to a kit and you have no idea what stories to tell, and you watch Allie's lesson and you still don't know what to do, you can do what I do, which is go to the journal cards. So that ink wasn't dry and I've already smeared it. Whatever. You can do what I do, which is go to the journal cards. That is where I go if I get a kit full of stuff and I have no idea what I want to do with it. So my ink was still dry. I'm just going to hit it with my heat tool. And then that was enough of an introduction. Now we get to talk about what I'm actually doing, because I'm putting things on this page and I'm not telling you guys anything about what I'm doing. So I'm just going to heat set that and I will be right back. So here's what I did. I took this stamp, which says, "Thank you for the gifts that you've brought to my life." Before I did that, I was flipping through the cards. So remember how I said I used the cards as story sparks? This card like spoke to me on so many levels. It says, "I give you, you give me." And I originally was going to tell a story about my husband, because again, with my family just being Joshua and I, and then, you know, I have my parents or whatever, but my immediate family is Joshua and I right now. I tell a lot of stories about him. And so I was like, oh my God, this is a great way to tell a story about what Joshua gives me and then what I give back to him. But I'm home alone right now. And the only people that I'm home with are my fur kids. And I was like, no, not telling another story about Joshua, telling a story about my fur kids. And so I'm still telling the "I give you, you give me" story, but instead of telling it about my husband, I am telling it about our cats. And so what I did was I opened this card 6x8 in Photoshop, and then I typed my journaling. And then I took the text boxes and I carried them over to another document and I printed them on vellum, because I wanted to stamp "Thank you for the gifts you have brought to my life" in the opposite color. So I took Tillamook, which is orange, and stamped it under the yellow. And I took Honeyman, which is yellow, and stamped it under the orange. And then we are gonna work on building this layout together. So the other thing I have is this story is a gift card. It was a 4x6 card that like literally stopped me in my tracks. Like, I don't know if that's ever happened to you, where you see something and it like punches you in the gut. That is how I felt about this story as a gift card. So I printed it 7x8.25, and my journaling is going to live on it like this. And that way I don't like putting things in page protectors. I didn't want to. So this is gonna get holes punched in, and this is how this is going to live. And then here are my fur kids, and these are the babies that I'm journaling about. This picture is rather old, but Astoria, when she was younger, let me take pictures of her. And now, I'm saying now that she's older, they're barely 2. I think they might be 2 next month. Now that she's older, she refuses to let me take pictures of her. So most of the pictures I have right now are of Minerva. I have very few pictures of Minnie and of Tori, and even less pictures of Minnie and Tori together. So I had to go through the archives and find an older picture of them for this particular project, which again does not matter to me because they are still my cats, whether they are kittens or not. And then I printed this on vellum, cut it down to strips, and so you can see the stamping through it and still read the journaling. And I am playing with my ATG for the first time today. I posted in my stories about how I finally bit the bullet and bought one. I read a few places that an ATG is like difficult to use for left-handed people, so hopefully that's not. Okay, I see what people are complaining about. It is hard to see where the tape is going, but it's not impossible. So there we go. So it says "you give me," and then I did some journaling about what the cats give me. And then it's like once I stick down both of them, I am going to attach it to that black printed paper. And I could be neater about this and like measure it, but I'm literally just folding these vellum edges on both sides and sticking it down. And then I'm just using my ATG. Oh, I totally understand why people say this is hard for left-handed people to use. Whatever, I'm gonna learn. Or I could just use it right-handed. You guys, we're gonna experiment together. Okay, I could use it right-handed. It's a little bit more challenging, but we can make it work. Bottom line is I am reducing my waste by using the ATG instead of my tape runner. And then that is gonna go right here. And that is pretty much the side of the card. And I love how this came out so much. And also I've probably been talking for 10 minutes and all I've done is stick some vellum down to a card and do 2 tiny bits of stamping. So hopefully you guys do not mind how much I blab in these videos, but it's been so long since I've done a Look, I put tape everywhere. It's been so long since I've done a sort of chatty type process video for you guys because I've been doing a lot of like edited voiceover style videos, and it feels fun to just sit down and make and chat with you guys again. Okay, so it says, I give you a home, a roof over your little heads, and a place to curl up and take all the cat naps that your little hearts can handle. I give you food, more treats than you probably deserve, especially since you two are the naughtiest of girls, as well as different brands of wet and dry food because you two are brats with the most discerning of palates and require a variety in your dinner options. I give you love, a safe place to rest beside, and pets and cuddles when you want them, and all the loving energy from afar when you don't. I give you space because you are cats, and everyone knows you don't own cats. Cats are your friends and tolerate you on the best of days. I gave you names because you are my children, and I will love you forever and ever. You give me companionship, friends to rest beside after a long day, heartbeats to match my own on days when I cannot get out of bed, silent presences when I just need someone there, not to talk or ask questions, but just be. You give me joy, joy from watching you chase a new toy or jump over the laser pointer or watch you two cuddle up on the, that's supposed to say on the armchair. That says on the air chair, that is staying. A tangle of limbs and fur and tails and sleepy snores. I expected you to grow out of this, and I am so happy that you haven't. You give me frustration. You two really are the naughtiest of girls, but that cannot be matched by the overwhelming peace I feel when I come home and you meet me by the door. You give me love, love that is as close to unconditional as I have ever known. Let's be honest, your love does have conditions, and love that is pure and wholesome. And does anyone ever really know love if they haven't had the love of a four-legged friend? And that is my journaling. And then again, it says, thank you for the gifts you've brought to my life underneath. And I love that kind of peekaboo effect that you get with the vellum coming through the stamping, and that's one side of the card. So now we're gonna work on the other side. And part of the reason why I wanted this black is because the girls are black and white, and I thought it'd be fun to have this dark background with this big photo. So I saw my friend Crystal in a previous layout do this thing where she stamped on a label. I do not have the ink that she used to stamp on this label, so I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try it because it looks pretty cool. I don't know if my ink, I know that because these labels are kind of glossy, I'm kind of worried that the ink will smear, so we'll see. Maybe it'll smear, maybe it won't. She used a hybrid ink from scrapbook.com, and like I said, I don't have it. I'm going to try my archival ink and see if that works, because archival ink is how I stamp on photos, and it seems to do just fine. I'm just gonna prime these on the back of my hand, because like you can see, I have yet to use anything in this kit. Like, I'm finally breaking into it. So I'm just priming this on the back of my hand. Gonna get this nice and inky and see how this works. So I'm stamping Give Love, and I want to stamp it on a label. So my archival ink is kind of drying up. So that's not the stamps, that is me. So I'm just going to see if I can get, okay. So that's a pretty good impression, and I like the way that looks together. I'm gonna stamp it on this big kind of rust colored label because I want to repeat the colors on the card with the journaling. And also, this is the perfect size for this sentiment. So hopefully, okay, that actually looks really good. I'm going to leave that and let it dry because I'm worried that if I move it right now, it will smear. So I'm just gonna leave that and let it dry while I figure out what else I wanna do on the side of the page with the girls. So I was looking at the chipboard, and I could go with a bit of chipboard. This kit had come, either it came with some leaves or the leaves were the add-ons. Again, it's been so long since I got this that I don't know what came with the kit and what was an add-on, because I almost, oh, there are these embossed circles. I totally forgot that these, never mind. We are killing the kit. I do not need to use everything on this one layout. Yeah, so I don't know what came with the kit, what was an add-on, because it has been so long since I've had this in my stash. So we're gonna assume that some things were add-ons, and I bought add-ons for this. I love everything about this moment. I kind of like this tag. I'm not gonna use this because then I'll end up covering it up. I'm just looking for things that are, today, I like that. I'm looking for things that are a similar color to what's on the other side. And I'm just gonna build a cluster. The chipboard in this kit are, the chipboard in this kit are this square shape. So that's not really going to work for what I'm doing. So I think I might just put those two labels down there. Put my, those two like die cuts, put my label sticker when I think it's dry enough. I'm terrified to touch it because I'm worried that it'll smudge and smear. But I'm going to put my label sticker when I think it's dry enough, put another one of these cork stickers and maybe put a heart, and that'll be my photo cluster. So what I might do is hit it with my heat tool again, and then I'll be right back when I think it's dry. Okay, so for the most part, I'm pretty sure that it is dry. So I'm just going to work on making my cluster to go on the left side of my page. So my photo is going to go on the left side. My journaling is going to go on the right. You guys are going to get to watch me struggle with my ATG until I figure it out. I 100% get what people are saying now about it not being lefty friendly, because it is so hard to see where the tape is going to go. And I never had this problem with my other paper trimmers, but I'm going to make it work. Because again, I want to reduce my waste this year, and also the ATG refills are just so much more cost effective than those individual tape runner refills that I was using. So here's my label. I gotta find my T-square so it can go down straight. Here it is. Because the last thing I want to do is put down this big label and then it's not going down straight. So I'm gonna, so see how it says today on that circle? I want to overlap this label so it says the today, and then the give love goes over kind of half of it. A little bit more than half of it. Okay, so there we go. And you see, it wasn't, is that straight? How did I take out the T-square and it's still not straight? All right, let's see if I can pick this up. I don't know if I can pick it up. I might have to, oh, never mind. That came up pretty quickly. Okay, let's actually get this down. Come off, please come off. Okay, so that's not coming off. So it is staying here, and I just have to straighten it out. But that's fine, because at least now it's straight, and that's where I wanted to put it anyway. Okay, so here it is. So I have my Give Love stamped over my label with the tag and the today, and then I'm going to add maybe this heart cork sticker. For no other reason that I like cork as a texture. I don't know where I want to put it. I kind of like that circle there. So I'm wondering if I should put it hanging off the bottom. Put it here. I'm going to put it at the end. I'm putting this for no other reason that I like cork as a texture. I think cork is a fun texture. And then to finish up this side, I'm going to add a few hearts because this is kind of halfway in the middle and I kind of want to ground it a little bit. So I'm going to add an orange heart and a yellow heart. And then I'm going to add a red heart right here. Yeah, kind of next to that cork sticker. I actually really like that a lot, next to that cork sticker. Okay, so that's the left side. And then I think I'm going to put, to repeat this, because you know how I had that thing about repeating sides, I'm going to put a heart, another heart. So I'm going to put a orange heart with this, on this yellow piece that is not centered at all, aiming to get it centered. So I'm going to put an orange heart on this yellow piece. Perfect. And then I'm going to put a yellow heart on the orange side. Okay, there is not as much space on the orange side. So you put that. And I just managed to rip that paper. I don't know how I did that. Okay, so there's not as much space on the orange side to put it on the bottom, so I'm going to have to put it on the top, which is fine. So now I kind of want to put this orange one on the top. So let's see if I can pick it up without ruining the paper. I can. And put this orange one on the top. Okay, perfect. So here is, oh, I love how that came out so much. Okay, guys, so here's my first story for Give. I have my big photo of the girls with my stamped photo cluster, some hearts, and a label. And then I have my journaling that says, I give you, you give me, and my story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this so much, you guys. I'm so excited to kill this Give kit and to, you know, crush these story kits and get these stories into my album, because that's why we bought this product anyway, to get stories told. So I hope you go check out Crystal's video. Also, if you're coming from Crystal's video, thank you so much for coming. And if you're starting here, go check out Crystal's video. I'll be sure to link it in the description box. And Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're so inclined. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be crushing your story kits with us. Until next time, keep it crafty, friends, and have the best day. Bye!